Alice, what are you people making of all this? Obviously, from an equity perspective, we can see, but not on a credit perspective. What's the deal?
Yeah, well, we're actually seeing Country Garden, Longfor jumping a bit this morning, and this is a rally after a few weeks of declines. Again, this is actually not able to completely erase some of the sell-off that we've been seeing recently, but investors are pricing in a positive scenario as of this morning. So for Country Garden, for example, is 2024 note maturing in January, has jumped about 10 cents this morning, but it fell more than 20 cents in the past 2 days. So you can see there's still a lot of skepticism and there's a long way to climb back. Investors are, of course, really paying attention to the removal of housing is for living, not for speculation, and hoping for a drastic reversal in property policy. But really, we don't know what will follow, and there's just a lot of guessing and hoping at this stage.
So is this something that you're saying might not last? I mean, of course, we have seen initially the knee-jerk reaction is quite strong in terms of this rebound. What other news are you watching very closely that maybe could make things a little bit more sustainable?
Yeah, well, like I was saying before, a lot over the past year, we've seen this kind of brief rebound after property measures, and then it being dragged down by some negative headlines. And it's funny, a lot of investors are mentioning this is a little bit of a deja vu moment. It feels a lot like last October, November, bonds were tanking, sentiment is at the bottom, and then we saw 16-point. I mean, sure, at that time that brought in 3 months of rally, but we also saw what followed, which was market again sank after not sustainable housing market recovery. So I think what really people need to see is sales climbing back up, investor confidence back, and the physical market improvement. Of course, any detail in the policy measures will really help as well. But we also need to see, no more negative impact, negative headlines of single name catalysts. That's another big one to watch.
A single name catalyst. Talk to us about the latest on some of these companies which have been grabbing the headlines then, Alice.
Yeah, so for Wanda, for example, last week this bonds, both plunged and climbed back up by record. So that was really a wild swing. And the bond effectively due Monday, $400 million bond. Yesterday, the company was briefing some investors that it has already transferred funds on that one, but that failed to lift its other bonds up because the company still has other payments down the line, and that has really damaged market confidence for the company's flip-flopping, so to say. So for Wanda, for example, it has a $22 million interest payment that it missed on July 20th. It has 10 days to make good on that. And it has a few other similar size coupons in the next few weeks that is due. So we'll be watching out for those names. And we also have Sino-Ocean, which has onshore extension planned and proposed. But it also previously missed a payment in an offshore coupon, and there's a 2-week grace period coming up this week, so we'll be watching out for that too.